Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And strangely enough, we're going to talk about Twitter and Space Daddy, and she's actually going to sit in this video with me.
I am.
She wants to make sure I don't get too into Space Daddy.
No, I just want to make sure you promote my mom's pouches.
Oh yeah, okay. So before we get into the video, we only got a couple of these left. Mama Sparkles made some custom clownfish bags of holding. That sounds more masculine than pouches. Not a fanny pack, it's a bag of holding.
Well, the cool thing about this is it has a little clip on the end, but the clip is on the pouch itself, not the strap. So you can actually clip it to your belt or whatever. I know people use them for like insulin pumps and things like that.
Wow.
They do.
They told you?
Yes.
Wow.
They have. So anyway.
Clownfish TV will help save your life.
We sign it inside.
Yeah, we'll sign it. They're going to be signed
inside. And they're washable.
Yes, they are.
So there you go. Anyway. Back to the point.
Putting a link in the comments. Let's go back to this. So it looks like Elon Musk is going to go through with the purchase of Twitter. People are very angry because, as we talked about before, he is looking at laying off 75% of Twitter. Now, Twitter denied that it had any plans for layoffs, but once Musk buys the company, it's his baby, and he can do whatever he wants to do.
It's all in the wording. We have no plans, but no one said you had the plans.
We currently have no plans, but yes, once you sell the company, it's no longer yours. He can do with it whatever he wants, and he has been prone to do this before. Well, he'll come into a company, he'll gut the company. He always gets rid of underperformers, and he made the joke, but I don't think it was a joke, about turning Twitter's San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a joke. I think he's actually going to probably move the company to Texas or something. Twitter is going to be very, very different a year from now. But let's talk about Twitter employees losing their shiznit.
Well, it's understandable given that they all might get gone.
Yeah, but I mean, the writing's been on the wall for months.
Right, and we also heard people that, when they had it on that one, what was it, the Project Veritas, the one guy that worked there was like, yeah, a bunch of people take mental health days that turn into weeks, they don't come back into work, and it's okay.
Yeah, you don't think he's looking at that like, wow, I am going to literally have to burn this thing to the ground and start over. And I think that he planned on that. He wanted the infrastructure. He wanted the user base.
He's definitely overpaying, which he now admits.
He admits.
We told you that, like, everybody knew he was overpaying like a while ago because it's been up. Everybody's talked for years how half of Twitter's not even real. I would say more than half.
And of course, the Twitter employees said it would be reckless to fire them. Of course it would. Of course it would. You can't survive without us. You don't think he already
has people ready to go that have already been trained that can just step right in? You don't think so?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I think, I hope, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
He might just be doing it as a big FU. Who knows?
That's a very expensive FU.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even do that.
We're gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 278,000 subs. Woo! Thank you for the support. We talk about Twitter because Twitter has an inordinate amount of influence on pop culture. A lot of these journos that have been helping destroy a lot of franchises basically live on Twitter, and a
lot of activists on Twitter.
Insane
amount of activists on Twitter.
On the Venn diagram, the activists, the journalists, the people working on the productions
that ruin it.
Cancel culture mob. They all live on Twitter, and they're all losing it. That right-wing shitlord Elon Musk is gonna basically own the platform here, and
there's a lot of other platforms out there that are owned by one individual. So
yes, but they like this one. They like this one a lot. They
go back to Tumblr.
But Tumblr doesn't
let them have porn.
Yes. Well, supposedly they're walking that back too. But anyway, let's talk about this. Tumblr, he could have had Tumblr a lot cheaper. Tumblr sold for $3 million. Like, Elon Musk had just reached into his pants pocket and said,
I'm sure if he had offered them, $20 million for Tumblr, they would have taken it.
I'm sure, but nobody wants Tumblr. That's the thing. Twitter does have a lot of influence, which is weird because normal people don't use Twitter. When was the last time you heard about grandma being on Twitter? Like, I was out to Twitter and I saw the pictures of the grandkids. No.
Yeah.
Facebook, yeah. Twitter, no. All right. Exclusive from Time Magazine.
What? What is on the alt-right Yahtzee YouTube channels?
No, it's Time freaking Magazine. Twitter employees protest Elon Musk's plan to fire 75% of the workforce.
Of course they do.
You can't survive without us. And they basically say that. Employees at Twitter are circulating an open letter protesting Elon Musk's plan to fire as much as 75% of the company's workforce.
But I thought Twitter said that wasn't true. They had no plans to fire a bunch of people. Then why are they circulating an open letter if it wasn't true?
75%, it should be like 75% of the employees signed a letter saying that they don't want to be fired. 75% of Twitter employees signed a letter, an open letter to Elon Musk.
You're saying it's not true. We have no plans to fire people. This is all a lie. Elon Musk is making it up. But it's not true, but they have an open letter circulating among the employees.
Yeah, right. So they're trying, everybody keeps, talk about the massive levels of cope dealing with Elon Musk buying Twitter. People said that it's not going to happen, that the government's going to step in. I don't know.
How can they?
They might. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what they're saying.
I thought that people on Twitter say that you could do whatever, that people had to get off there. If they wanted to ban Trump or whatever, they could because it's a private company.
Yes, it's a private company when it's convenient, because it was like, well, they can throw off the people we don't like because it's a private company.
They can do what they want. They can ban you from Twitter. That's up to them because it's a privately owned company. But now you're not allowed to be a privately owned company.
Yeah, now it's going to be basically owned by one dude. And they don't like it. They don't like it because it's the wrong guy. It's the wrong guy. So they're saying he's got to complete the acquisition by Friday, which it looks like he's going to. It looks like he's going to. In fact, they were going out and asking one of his investors. And he said, yeah, we're going to do it.
But if the government was going to step in and break it up, then why didn't they just do it when there was a hearing about him buying Twitter, and then everybody would have been off the hook and it would have been solved? Because
they're not. They're not. This is wishful thinking. I don't think they're going to...
I'm just pointing out the obvious here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. Musk told prospective funders of his Twitter acquisition that he planned to replace or eradicate the jobs of nearly 75% of Twitter staff, reducing headcount from 7,500 to 2,000. That's still a lot of people for Twitter. The Washington Post reported last week, Musk has previously claimed that the social media company is bloated and also said its workforce has a strong left-wing bias.
Oh, shit. So does the platform.
What? Yeah, this is why they're freaking out. Twitter is like ground zero for all of the freaking weirdness that we've seen in the media. We're like, normal people don't think this. Where's it coming from? Well, Twitter says, and all the journalists, they're all on Twitter, and Time reviewed a draft of the open letter circulating among Twitter employees on Monday. Musk's plan to lay off 75% of Twitter workers will hurt Twitter's ability to serve the public conversation.
to control sir.
To control the narrative.
The public conversation.
It hasn't been published yet. A threat of this magnitude is reckless. Undermines our users.
Undermines our control. Users.
What customers? Trust in our platform.
People don't trust your platform.
They don't. That's the problem.
That's the joke. Everybody. Okay. If it's not Elon Musk saying it's bots, how come the media and stuff are saying that it was Russian bots on Twitter before? So both sides agree that there's a lot of fake accounts on Twitter. So you can't have it both ways.
The letter demands that Musk commits to preserving Twitter's current headcount.
No.
Bullshit. It's his money. He can do with it once he buys it. He can do with it whatever he wants.
You can't do that in any company that gets sold.
Demands that you preserve Twitter's current headcount if his takeover of the company goes through. It also demands he does not discriminate against employees based on their political beliefs.
But they discriminate against people based on political beliefs all the time. They've proved that they were shadow banning people.
Yeah.
They proved that there are people on Twitter who are definitely of the activist mindset, who are definitely leaning extremely one way. And they go out, and there has been proof that they have gone around and silenced people they don't agree with politically. And now they have the cojones or vaginas, I'm not going to discriminate, to demand that they don't get discriminated against while you discriminate against other people and kick them off the platform. Like when people said they had side effects of shots and things, and then you got called different names and they booted you.
Yeah, or they would tag people as spreading misinformation when it turned out later that they were telling the truth. Yeah, we demand to be treated with dignity and not be treated as mere pawns in games played by billionaires. That is all of us. We are pawns in games played by billionaires.
The media in Hollywood use Twitter to gaslight fans and stuff all the time. We basically don't want to be treated the way we've allowed you to be treated all this time.
Signatures, who signed it, will not be made public unless we have critical mass.
Well, that just tells me they don't have critical mass. It won't be made public unless we have critical mass.
Because you're going to get fired. If you sign a letter demanding that, all these things with your new boss, he's going to be like, I know who to fire.
So let's get this straight. So first of all, he said that it wasn't true, that Twitter had no plans on letting go all these people, but there's a letter circulating among employees to try to keep their jobs and demand they don't get fired.
Yes.
Then they said they will not post the signatures unless they get enough signatures to feel like it has any weight or critical mass, which tells me they don't have much support.
It's coming from Time Magazine. Okay, this is serious,
But
guys.
it's not coming from the alt-right YouTubers and people who aren't even alt-right or lean right, but get called that.
It's serious, guys. We really have to stop Elon Musk because he's a threat to democracy. Staff, Elon Musk, and board of directors, we, the undersigned Twitter workers, believe the public conversation is in jeopardy.
It's been in jeopardy for a long time, thanks to Twitter.
Our job's in jeopardy, baby.
This is serious.
Woo, woo, woo. Elon Musk's plan to lay off 75% of Twitter workers will hurt Twitter's ability to serve the public conversation. A threat of this magnitude is reckless, undermines our users' and customers' trust in our platform, and is a transparent act of worker intimidation. You're threatening to fire people who don't work.
A transparent act of worker intimidation is a lot preferable to the pretend, to the acts that they pretend are not threats to other people.
I'd rather see it coming. I've talked about layoff in the previous video. I flat out asked the CEO if my job was in jeopardy. He said no, and then the following day, I was gone.
Well, I don't think they should have a right to demand transparency of anything, given the stuff that Twitter does.
No. Yeah, Twitter is not transparent.
I demand transparency of truth and reporting and information that was, buried.
Twitter has significant effects on societies and communities across the globe, including the Raylo fandom. How dare you? How dare you take our cartoon stand platform of choice away from us? As we speak, Twitter is helping to uplift independent journalism in the Ukraine and Iran.
That doesn't change.
It doesn't change, as well as powering social movements around the world.
There you go. As well as powering social movements around the world. There you go. You're taking our activist platform away.
Build your own. That's what you tell everybody else to do, but that's hard.
Hold your breath. Just hold your breath. Just stay that way.
Just hold your breath.
Yeah, we're good.
A threat to workers at Twitter is a threat to Twitter's future. These threats have an impact on us as workers and demonstrate a fundamental disconnect with the realities of operating Twitter. They threaten our livelihoods, access to essential health care, and the ability for visa holders to stay in the country they work in.
Whoa.
We cannot do our work in the environment of constant harassment and threats. Without our work, there is no Twitter.
Okay, a couple things here. Let's talk about this paragraph for a moment. They threaten our livelihoods, access to essential health care. Well, a lot of people don't have access to essential health care. And they work actually go to work and don't just need mental health days. The ability for visa holders to stay in the country they work in.
Go get a job someplace else.
But it's going to threaten our people that are here in the country that aren't citizens to work at Twitter, is what they're saying.
I might have to go get a real job where they don't let me have a month off for mental health.
And then if they're worried the work environment and harassment is going to be bad, okay, because meanwhile, people threatened to punch our children, and we report to Twitter, and they said there was no infraction of the terms of service there.
You don't like that cartoon. Your children deserve to be punched, Clownfish.
Pretty much. And it's usually over a cartoon. So we can't do our work in environment with constant harassment and threats, then go somewhere else. It's not that hard. I mean, people are constantly harassed and threatened on Twitter every day, and you do nothing about that.
There is no recession, according to Twitter. There are lots of jobs out there.
There is no laptop, according to Twitter, too, and there's not a lot. There's no bad reactions to vaccines, according to Twitter. And women who said that they have problems are lying and are premenopausal cows, and and so on and so on.
I can't wait to see who all leaves Twitter. They'll fight tooth and nail to try to keep it as is, and it's not gonna. It can't. It's not sustainable. We, the workers at Twitter, will not be intimidated.
Well, too bad.
Tough shit. It's not your company anymore after Friday. We recommit to supporting the communities, organizations, and businesses who rely on Twitter. Nobody relies on Twitter.
Hollywood. Activists. Pop culture journalists, they rely on Twitter and their secret meetings and such to, try to cause people problems.
We will not stop serving the public conversation. We call on Twitter management and Elon Musk to cease these negligent layoff threats. As workers, we deserve concrete commitments so we can continue to preserve the integrity of our platform.
There's no integrity on Twitter. It's just basically,
cute. That's cute.
It's basically we don't want to lose our job. And look, I don't want people. I'm not petitioning people to lose their jobs. I'm not. I understand there are a lot of good people who are going to lose their jobs and they don't deserve to lose their jobs. But there's a lot of shitty people who are going to lose their jobs who try to cause other people grief all the damn time.
Twitter has catered to people who call for other people to lose their jobs, their livelihoods, and even their lives.
Twitter has let it happen.
Twitter has let it happen. So I'm sorry. At this point, I'm like, when it comes to Twitter, cry me a river. I personally think that the whole thing needs to be gutted and they need to start over. We demand of current and future leadership. We demand respect. We demand leadership to respect the platform and the workers who maintain it by committing to preserving the current headcount.
Why would you commit to preserving the current headcount of a company who is bloated, ineffective, doesn't perform worse shit? And the only reason their stock prices went up was because he said he was going to buy it.
Because it's important. Our work is important
to
Keeping
us.
Status quo at Twitter. Safety. We demand that leadership does not discriminate against workers on the basis of race, gender, disability, sexual orientation. Well, actually, that's against the law. You really can't do that. Political beliefs. We also demand...
Well, they discriminate against everybody else on the platform over political beliefs. And they even tell you believe something you don't just because they said so.
We also demand safety for workers on visas who will be forced to leave the country they work for if they're laid off. No, they can find another gig. Protection. We demand Elon Musk explicitly commit to preserve our benefits, those both listed in the merger agreement and not remote work. We demand leadership to establish and ensure fair severance policies for all workers before and after.
Wait. So far we demand that they respect us and we get to keep all our jobs. And they demand that they don't discriminate against any, and they list all this stuff so they can claim that he's discriminating against them based on, that's why they put political beliefs, even though they do that to people all the time. And then worker visas. Now they're demanding that they give them benefits and then they give them stuff from remote work and that they get severance. And what's the last one?
Dignity. We demand transparent, prompt, and thoughtful communication around our working conditions. We demand to be treated with dignity and not to be treated as mere pawns in a game played by a billionaire.
Played by billionaires. But here's the next thing. How many times on Twitter have people been,
Pawns.
Yes. So basically we demand everything that we don't give ourselves to people on Twitter.
They know they're completely screwed. They know they're screwed. They know they're gone.
But he might not do it. He might come in and not do it.
No, he's going to do it.
No, he's probably going to do it.
He's absolutely.
But still.
He has to. The fact that this is the attitude of the people working at Twitter, not like, hey, they're Mr. New Boss Man. How do we, what is your vision for the company?
How can we make Twitter better?
How can we make Twitter better? The majority have been openly hostile to Elon Musk for months. He's probably going to have access to all those, communications, company communications, all the shit that's been said about him. And if I knew that my employees hated my guts, I'd be like, you're a liability. I can't have you here. If you hate me, I mean, it's normal to kibitz about your boss or whatever. Everybody's got, whatever. If I knew that my employees were trying to undermine me, and I found out that they were literally trying to undermine me, they would be gone. Because it's going to harm the company because they're not going to work in the best interests of the company. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, but, maybe if Twitter was a little more important and a little more profitable, you wouldn't find yourself staring down the barrel of the Elon Musk gun here.
Well, they weren't so divisive all the time. And and I'm sorry, but there is a definite bias. And there are other platforms out there that I will argue have a bias in the other direction as well. And I don't think either one is good. I think you need to let people keep it in the middle. If people want to say that they vote for this side, that side, or whatever, fine. If the people want to see like the actual news and not have it hidden from them to influence, elections and things, then that should be out there too. It shouldn't be hidden by the platform.
Yeah, I think as long as, the political bias or whatever, I think as long as it's clear that you can separate your political beliefs from your job description, and you might be like, well, I don't agree with what this person is saying, but per the terms of service of the platform, I have to treat everybody the same. Mm-hmm. I think that's what needs to happen. Then if you want to, go protest someplace on weekends or whatever, and it doesn't affect your job at Twitter, then that's fine.
But what's going to happen? They're already setting up for lawsuits. They're going to be like, you discriminated against me based on political beliefs.
If we can't have Twitter, nobody can. We'll sue you into oblivion, Elon Musk.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. So this is going to be really interesting to watch. I think he's going to have to gut this company and start over. And it's funny because people said, he's going to lay off 75% of the company. He's probably going to move it, and that's going to get rid of the other 25%. I think he knows he's going to have to start all over again.
Well, he said that they're going to be cut or replaced, which indicates replacements are already standing by.
Yes, your replacements are standing by.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just funny to me. This whole thing is like contradiction in everything they've been saying. They just got caught in this article.
You don't think that Jack Dorsey, who created the damn platform, hasn't been behind this whole... I think he's been behind this whole thing, seeing these communications. He's actually probably waiting in the wings to take over as manager of Twitter for Elon. Bring Dorsey back and stick it to their current leadership and get rid of all the parasites. I think they have to do it. They have to deworm the bird.
Well, I'm going to leave Twitter. Good. Take all your alt accounts with you.
Take all your alt accounts with you. Go back to Tumblr. See ya.
Don't care.
Don't care. Gonna wrap it up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.